Hey, 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 aloha. Monday, not Friday. Oh gosh, I wish it was Friday. Ask how many of you guys wish today was Friday? Sorry. We are having massive allergy attacks here in Hawaii. Um, Sorry about that. You can tell I haven't been talking a lot today. And also, but yeah, no, something is in bloom. I don't know what it is. It's not mango because I got tons of mango outside right now. And the time you get allergies from mango here is when it's blooming, not when you've got the fruit. So I don't know if it's mock orange, but it's something. Something's got my allergies going like crazy right now. And also, but welcome, welcome, welcome. I see Miss Butterfly Kisses in the chat. Hello, my dear. How you doing? And all, yes, Cassie, are you trying to come and say hi or something? Yeah, you want treats. That's all you want. You don't care about me. You just want the treats. That's all. Just give me the treats, and I'm a happy camper, and that's it. And but yeah, all weekend I had my auntie and all here, and her allergies were driving her crazy too. So something is in the air out here. I don't know what it is, but something is. So, but thank you guys for joining me early today. I know it's like 45 minutes earlier than normal. So I don't know how many will have join us today, but I do know replay crew will be there for sure. And those of you that do make it, this case, this is interesting. Um, Last week when I covered Maria, I almost covered who we are going to talk about today. I almost covered Nadia. I came so close to doing it because it was a case that really threw me for a loop and worried me. Okay, a case of a young 21-year-old woman disappearing from an airport. Someone it just I was so worried about trafficking. I was worried about all these different options out there. And I came very close to talking, but we ended up switching last minute over to Maria. However, never in my wildest dreams, all the different ideas I would have come up with, would I have come up with what actually is happening in this case. Um, this is not what I think a lot of us thought initially. And yes, I am speculating. I am kind of speculating along the same front as law enforcement is doing right now. We don't know because we have not found any of the three yet to see exactly how the connections work. But what started off last Monday being reported, well, Sunday actually, as being reported a young 21-year-old who had gone missing out of the SEATAC Airport in Seattle, Tacoma, has now become three people missing. A 2-year-old little girl, an adorable 2-year-old little girl. Actually, let me pull this up here before we show some videos on it. Okay, this little one, I don't know if I'm getting this picture. Tell me if you guys are getting blue, if that's showing up as blue or not. I'm not sure if it's showing up. I know I don't have too many right now in chat. I might have to chop it down and re-pull it up. My graphic card acted up while I was getting ready to hit, to go live. So I'm not sure if you guys are showing a blue overlay in front of the pictures or not. Overlay, let me know so I can re-upload everything. And it won't take long to do that. But as you can see here, she is absolutely, Nadia, the 21-year-old there on the right, is absolutely gorgeous. The poster is black. Thank you. So none of you guys could see anything. Okay, let me pull this down and reload it real quick. Sorry, gang. Yeah, my graphic card decided to play games with me the moment I hit to do something. Okay, let me see. Let me share my slides. Okay, hopefully that's better. It's looking better on my end now. Let me know, Butterfly. Thank you so much. No overlay. Thank you so much, Butterfly. Let me know if that fixes it. Hopefully that fixes it. If not, I will delete it and reinstall it real quick, which takes just like that. So all it is a Google slide. So it happens nice and easily. So, but oh my God, these dogs. So yeah, last week, what started off as up there in the upper right-hand corner there. Clear for sure. You can even see words. Yes. Thank you, Butterfly. Thank you so, so, so much, my dear, for letting me know that. I really, really appreciate it, my dear. So last Monday, and we're going to go through the whole breakdown of everything. We're going to watch a quick video, and then we're going to really break this down calendar-wise. Started off as Nadia, disappearing out of an airport she was at with her mom, getting ready to go to Italy. She walks to leave to go to the bathroom, and she never comes back. Okay, you can just picture where her family and friends' head is going at that point. This is a young woman who has everything going for her. She just graduated from the University of Washington State University. She's getting ready to sit for her LSATs. She wants to go into law enforcement. Okay, she wants to become, I suspect, a lawyer. I mean, this is not the case that you would think of as someone who is, doing something not on the up and up or anything. So, of course, your mind's going to, oh my God, what happened? Okay, did someone grab her and they're trafficking her? Did something happen? Your mind goes crazy. What they don't know is at the same exact moment, in another location, her boyfriend, who you see here, Aaron Iong, I think, Aaron does not turn up to hand his daughter over as part of the custody arrangement between him and his ex-girlfriend. They have a 2-year-old little girl, Seraya. Seraya is Hey, Christola, love you, love you, love you, my dear. Christola, this one's really, I literally thought this girl had been trafficked. That's what I thought. If you really want to know what my true speculation was, and this is why I don't speculate usually. This case, so you've been looking at it too. So many odd things. Yeah, so many weird things going on with this. I never would have thought 1 week later we'd be here doing this. And I love you, Christola. So Saraya's mom shows up at the police station to pick up her daughter. Her and her ex-boyfriend have shared custody, 50-50. He doesn't show up, and he doesn't show up, and he doesn't show up. After so long of waiting, they're like, what's going on? Now, here we are, over a week later. The last time, many of they were May 29th. Interestingly, the same exact day that Nadia went missing. So all of this starts coming together, and I'm going to pull us up real quick before we go on with this to a, to a news story so you guys can get a quick rundown of it, and then we're going to go through and break this down. However, before I go pulling that up completely, please take a moment here. Crime Scene Collective has awesome stuff up on Facebook about this, but they've also put here the Pullman, police department number. There is a chance that these 3 may be in Mexico right now. FBI is involved, and the thought is they could be driving a black Cadillac. And we're going to go over that information in a few minutes. But they may be in Mexico with that black Cadillac. So please write that number down. Call 911, whatever you need to do. And because there's also a medical concern when it comes to Seraya. Seraya has been fighting very, very severe, guys, there's no other way to put it than this, very, very severe constipation. So severe that mom has had to take her into the ER multiple times. And the last time she was told if they could not get this to resolve itself, she could literally develop, become septic, which is extremely dangerous for anyone, much less a 2-year-old baby who may not even be in the country right now. So we need to get the word out immediately, because how many of us here did not even know about this case? It is picking up. Nancy Grace did an interview. I've been listening to it. It should be up here on YouTube. In fact, maybe tomorrow we'll go through and review that so we can all watch it together. But right now it's just the audio podcast. And so let me pull up this video so you guys can kind of get a better idea of everything going on, and then we're going to break it down. I got a page and a half of notes here for us to break down. So let's see, here we go. And here we are.
Cole was last seen leaving the airport here about a week ago on May 29th using the light rail. Her fiance's 2-year-old child is also missing out of Pullman, and Pullman police say Cole and the child's father may be traveling together. Port of Seattle police are looking for 21-year-old Nadia Cole, who was supposed to board an international flight with her parents on May 29th. Her mother tells me Cole said she had to go to the bathroom, leaving most of her belongings, including her phone, behind, but then never came back. Surveillance cameras show her leaving the airport and boarding a light rail train around 3 p.m.
We're all just really confused. We don't know what was going on in her head, but all we care about is her safety and, at the very least, knowing that she's okay.
Cole's mother tells me she got off at University and was seen walking west towards the water in downtown Seattle around 4 p.m., though we're still working to verify those details with police.
As her friends, it's like we just don't know what's going on, and it's out of character for her, and it just makes it...
Talk about out of character. Okay, seriously, as we go through this more, guys, this is a girl who just graduated from college. Okay, she's sitting for her LSATs in just a couple months. That's why no one could consider that how would this all come together? Because basically, if she's part of this, and okay, I'm sorry, there's still always possibilities out there, but I don't think anyone's really looking at those right now, because the facts are really leading down to this. You know what? The two of them are together. Way too many coincidences. But to throw away so much of that. Now, we all know, okay, people have thought process. Who knows what she was being told? Who knows all those things? But the thing is, this is why it makes no sense whatsoever. But right now, this 2-year-old needs to come home to her mom right now.
More complicated and more scary.
That same day, Cole's fiance, Aaron Aung, picked up his 2-year-old daughter, Seraya, from her mother in Pullman and never returned to drop her off.
I physically felt my heart hit the floor, and I felt pain and fear and confusion like I've never felt coursing through my whole body.
The child's mother, Seraya Harmon, tells me she later learned Aung supposedly took their daughter on a fishing trip to Flathead, Montana. But when they didn't return, Aung's parents reported them missing.
I just didn't know how to process it. I was kind of just trying to figure out what had happened, where she was, why she was ever in Montana, why I hadn't been told about this beforehand.
There's now an arrest warrant out for Aung for interfering with their custody agreement. Harmon says she learned of both.
That warrant is actually up. Okay, basically it's the equivalent of kidnapping. Okay, if you go through and you actually look at the warrant and look at what they are looking at, it's custodial interference, but it's first degree. It's definitely, it's kidnapping pretty much. That's, Crystal, exactly where I think we're heading with this. And that's what just amazes me. And by the way, love you, Miss Angie. And so here we go back.
Both disappearances from police as she was waiting to pick up her daughter.
When they had said that she was missing, my mind immediately went to, oh my God, is she okay? Like, where could she be? It was immediate fear for her.
And Port of Seattle officials say Cole is seen on surveillance leaving the airport on her own. It does not appear anyone is forcing her to leave or anyone is walking with her. Meanwhile, the FBI's Seattle office confirms they are assisting with the missing child investigation. Reporting live from SEATAC, Lynn Wynn, KOMO News.
Okay. So that gives you a real quick rundown. And I wanted to start with that to give anyone who, okay, really needs a real quick rundown what's been going on with all that. And so let me pull this back up and let's start breaking this down because, yeah. And Christola, you hit it on the head. This is where we're going. And I think most likely the two are together with the baby. Way too many coincidences. One of the videos I had actually, okay, and I lost it and can't find it again, literally has the police saying, no, they're together. Pretty much coming straight out and saying it. Okay, it's just way too many coincidences. The date, okay, it's just too many different things going on here. And so let's start breaking this down. So the names that you're going to be hearing heavily throughout this is, of course, Nadia. Okay, Nadia Erica Cole. Nadia is the 21-year-old that you see in the upper right-hand corner there. She's from an area called Port Angeles, Washington. Now, I'm going to pull up Google Earth because there's a hell of a lot of locations that we're going to be going through here. Okay, so I wanted to pull this up. So Port Angeles is, okay, if you go up here to Washington State, okay, for those of you who need a little bit more where we are, okay, Port Angeles is up here, right up on the north, right by the water. Okay, and that's where she is from. Okay, now, during this time, she also she's been recently going to university in Pullman at the Washington State University, which, like I said, she just graduated from there. Okay, everyone said, amazing future ahead of her and all. Now, the other two you will hear are Erin, okay, Aung, and Seraya Aung Harmon. Seraya is the 2-year-old, and Erin is her dad, who also is 21 years old. Erin and Nadia have been dating since it looks like, okay, they got engaged in November of last year, and they were seeing each other for about 10 months there. So they've been together for a while now, maybe a year and a half or so, maybe now. And they are engaged to be married. And yeah, all this comes together. So now Erin and Seraya are from Moscow, Idaho. So many of you guys remember Moscow, Idaho from all our other cases. We got a couple different cases going on in there now, but Moscow, Idaho being way over here. So the other place you're hearing about at some point is Flathead. And when we get there, I'll bring that up. It's up here. And that's one of the areas where they may have been camping at one point. I don't know if there's any camping going on here. There's a lot of weird things. Okay. Oh, yeah, they were doing this or they were doing that. And there's a lot of thoughts on who knew what, stuff like that going on. And so this is where we are. Okay. SEATAC is right here, Seattle Tacoma Airport. Okay. And that's where the story pretty much started for me back on Monday last week. Okay. But going back through this, okay, with everyone here, okay. And, let's see, who was it? Seraya was born in early May of 2022. So she just turned 2 years old. Okay, so baby, real baby right now. In January of 2023, Samara and Erin separated at that point. And February 7th of 2023, last year, there was a paternity case involving Erin, Samara, and Seraya. During that case and all, things were decided at the end that Samara and Erin would share custody, 50-50. And according to Seraya's mom, they had a 5-5-2-2 setup. I don't know how many of you guys are used to that type of setup, but what that is, okay, mom would have 5 days, dad would have 5 days. Mom would then have 2 days, dad would have 2 days. Then they'd start the whole thing over again. And for handing over back and forth, mom mentions that they would always do that outside of the police station. Okay. Um, I have not gotten to watch everything that was on the Nancy Grace video yet, but she did talk to mom, and there's definitely, you can see that was some level of pull between the two and frustrations going on. And I think that's that feeling of almost safety by being near, okay, a police station to make sure things went well and all that was a smart thing. Yeah, Christola, you hit it on the head right there. It's a smart decision to do that. Okay, having those places that you could go. Plus, for her, she did mention in the interview that Samara did not have a vehicle of her own. So unless families would take her or something, she needed somewhere to wait. So she could wait inside the station until they would arrive, and then that. And she did mention that Seraya loved, their relationship seemed great. Now, of course, we're hearing one side stuff like that. We always have to be aware of that, of course. But Seraya loved it when she'd get home. Okay, she'd run into her mom's arms, jump into her arms, all that. Samara did mention that there were times that things did not feel quite. Maybe Seraya was not the happiest with going to visit on the other side. Hey, here she goes. How are you doing, my dear? I miss you. Miss you, and love you. And so there were times that, yeah, she would miss her mom, but it wasn't like she didn't have any real specific fears that were coming out. It was more just, honestly, it could count up to the fact of, being a mama's girl or something like that. Okay, those things do happen. Anyone with a kid knows. Okay, when kids are like, oh, I want to go here, I want to go there. So Samara did not know Nadia. She kind of knew that Aaron was dating someone else. She didn't know Nadia's name. In fact, she kind of put it together when the police mentioned the name. Something kind of clicked because she was all of a sudden like, oh, Seraya used to talk about missing Nada. Okay, I miss Nada. And she couldn't quite figure out what that was. But now a 2-year-old trying to say the name Nadia makes sense. Yeah. Okay, I miss Nada. And so everything kind of started to make sense there. So moving on from there, on November 23rd of last year, so a couple months ago, 7 months ago or so, Aaron and Nadia were in, it looks like Chicago. And while they were there, Nadia announced that the two of them had gotten engaged. And in fact, one of the things a lot of these pictures have, let me see if I can pull it up. You can see the engagement picture there. And Nadia, gorgeous girl. And actually, even Aaron, good looking and all that. Oh my God, what a sweetheart the 2-year-old is. And, but you can see they had gotten engaged, all excited about all of that. Still finishing up, pulling life together. Okay, Nadia was in her last semester of school. Okay, I suspect pre-law if she was going to sit for her LSATs. That's my suspicion, but that's completely suspicion. And so that's where we got to May 29th. May 29th is when this kicks off. Okay, sometime in the afternoon on May 29th, okay, Nadia was at the airport. Okay, she was with her mom. As part of her graduation gifts, she was given a trip to Italy. She and her mom, I don't know if there were others going, but definitely she and her mom were going to go to Italy. So they were all set up now. A couple things that this does mean, though, now that we are looking at a little bit more. If they were going to Rome, we now know that Nadia did have a passport, and it was probably on her. I don't know if she took it with her or not. That we don't have specifics on. But if she was flying to Italy, she would have had her passport with her. and which is interesting step there now that we're hearing that Mexico might be involved in all this, and also something just to keep in the back of our heads with all that. But they were sitting there waiting for the flight and all that, and Nadia picked up and told her mom, I need to run to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Okay, something all of us do, yeah. Okay, I do that literally right before we get on the plane. I'm always running to go to the bathroom. She left all of her stuff there, her bags, everything she left there, including her cell phone. Very interestingly, leaving that cell phone, especially knowing what we know now, because that was one of the things that made zippo sense to me whatsoever last Monday. Even when I'm with friends and I'm flying, okay, or family or whatever, I still take my phone and my purse with me. Okay, and even if I'm going to leave my hell in the house, I literally take my, I mean, how many of you guys walk away and don't have your phone with you? It didn't make sense to me that she was walking away without her phone. Tammy, how are you doing, my dear? Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is crazy here, Tammy. Literally a case where I thought we were talking trafficking or something that's turned into 180 degrees from there. So yeah, I couldn't quite figure out why she didn't have her phone with her, especially in the airport and stuff like that. Well, it makes a lot more sense now. Hell of a lot more sense now. And so she goes, mom's sitting there, no response. Okay. Yeah, see there. Yeah, you go to the shed in the back, and it's like, okay, but that's such a short. If you're going, hell, I go to the bathroom and I take my phone with me. It's hilarious. Sometimes I wonder if my family thinks, wait, is she hiding something? She takes her phone with her everywhere. It's just me. I do it all the time. So it was mom sitting there waiting. They're getting closer and closer to boarding the plane, still not back. So at some point, she pulls the alarm asking, okay, we got to find her. And that's when they realize she's nowhere to be found. Okay, Nadia has gone missing. The fear, and if this turns out to be what it's looking like, I mean, the fear of what that put the family through. Okay, my mom would have been flipping out, and I'm sure her mom was flipping out also. Okay, at an airport, when your baby girl goes missing, all the things that go through your mind and all. And so they start looking into things, and I wake up last Monday and I go over to look for a case and all, and I come across Nadia's case, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is, I mean, gorgeous, gorgeous young woman here. Okay, and I mean, everything's going through my mind with it. But I ended up covering someone else, so we did not do anything with that. And I've kind of been watching it over the same. She is 21, Tammy, 21 years old. So is the boyfriend who ended up going missing at the same time with his daughter. And there's the whole picture coming together. Okay, so she left at 3:08 to go to the bath. Oh, okay, well, she left, and then at about 3:08, so police start looking through videos. They're trying to find any footage of Nadia, okay, anyone grabbing her, her walking with anyone, anything they can find. They find footage from 3:08 p.m. Okay, at that time, what they see is her leaving the airport via Link. Link is their light rail system, okay, that goes from the airport into other areas of town. So she's getting, okay, onto the Link, okay, and leaving the airport. Now, the airport portion that she's leaving at that point is north of the parking garage. So you can kind of come in here. She gets on Link and she starts going off. Now, what we have here is that picture. You can actually see her. Now, if you look at it here, it's interesting. You're seeing two pictures here, one her getting on Link and one getting off, which accounts for the difference in the jackets and all that. Because she had a sage green hoodie and a jacket. Okay, probably trying to make sure she layered up. I know I do that on planes, so it's less for me to pack up and all. The other could be, did she want to make sure she had different jackets on and all to make it harder to track her? And so you can see her on both times here. Many people are saying that she had a concerned look in her face. I don't know. Okay, that I'll leave that up to people. Everyone has a different look. Some people have resting weird looks on their face at all times. Okay, but we have these two pictures of her. First of all, getting on the link, okay, by the parking. You thought that too? That yeah. And also getting on it at the parking garage, and she was alone. As you can see here, no one around here, her, no one following her, nothing. Now, around 4 p.m., they get their next picture of her, their next video of her, I guess. We're getting pictures. And that is her getting off of the link now at University Street Station. And from there, it looks like, did they search? Yes, they did search, because initially this was a disappearance, a missing thing. Okay, the concern was that she had gone missing. And then when this stuff popped up, you start getting other concerns going on. Now, if we go here to the map again to give you an idea, here's SeaTac itself. Okay, I'm going to pull out a little bit, and she's taken, okay, everything. Link, okay, Link is basically their light rail system, so like a monorail or a train that takes you around. Okay, New York, you have underground. Here, it's above ground, and it's light rail. Hawaii actually has a system very much like Link. And so it's light rail, it's okay stuff. Yeah, no problem. We just got our system, actually. It's just started up this last year, so it's new for us too. So she took it from SeaTac Airport north to the university exit. When she got off of Link here at the station, which is right in this area right here, she is seen walking, from what they can tell, towards potentially the water. So those of you who have ever been to Seattle, you've got the Great Wheel here, Pier 55. I mean, this is the waterfront. This is where you take off for like the Alaska cruises and stuff like that. Okay, so she's seen walking off in this direction. That's the last they hear of her. There's nothing left after that. Okay, now that day goes, she's reported missing, things go out. Later on, someone does, and it does affect things a little later. In a couple days after that, on June 3rd, there was a report that perhaps someone had seen her in the town of Fife. Fife is down here, south. So that kind of set things off, that people had seen her and all that. But what it looks like that was someone in the airport found her AirPods. And those AirPods, they grabbed them. And when they pinged those AirPods, because, you can do that. You got your cell phones, you got your AirPods. Anyone with an Apple device knows how you can track your stuff. They pinged the AirPods, and they came to this area in Fife, and it turned out someone had gotten their hands on her AirPods. So she had not actually been seen in this location. And so now we are going to step now from May 29th to June 2nd. Okay. June 2nd, which is not yesterday, but the Sunday before that. Okay. The media reports her as missing. Okay, that's when it hit the media. The next day is the day when I found out about it, and I was going to cover her and all that. The next day, things start, okay, moving forward. Seraya is now reported missing. Or Seraya is the baby. Basically what had happened is Aaron was supposed to meet mom, okay, Samara, at the police station for a custody exchange. He did not show up. Now, interesting, is this letter here. This is a copy of a letter that Aaron's parents had. I guess what happened was Aaron's parents were reporting that they knew that their son was going camping. Okay, and they were going to go camp on a camping trip or a fishing trip to Flathead, Montana. Okay, show you guys Flathead, Montana real quickly. You're talking way over here. So according to his parents, he was taking the 2-year-old on a fishing trip to Flathead. And they were waiting for him to come back, and he did not come back. So they reported him missing themselves with Seraya. Okay, now mom, though, Samara, Seraya's mom, knew nothing about this trip. Okay, I don't even know if that trip actually ever happened. I haven't seen any, and maybe there is some proof out there I don't know about. But right now, I don't know if that's even, are there pictures, video footage? Is there any proof that they were in that area? We do know that Aaron did buy some camping gear and stuff at one point. So was that set up to work in that way? Possibly. Yeah, you know, Tammy, the more I see this, the more I'm like, and you know me, I don't like to speculate. But this is a case where even the police are looking at all this stuff now. And so let me pull up real quickly. I know that's kind of hard for everyone to read exactly what that says. So I'm going to pull it up on my phone. I mean, not my phone, my computer, so I can read it to you guys. Okay. So they wrote a letter, okay, Aaron's parents, and they gave it to a number of Seraya's maternal side of the family. Okay, about him going missing and the baby going missing and all that. On the copy that Seraya's mom got, this is what it said. Aaron went on a fishing/camping trip with friends in Montana. So, who are those friends? Where are those friends? Have they been spoken to? Those are the questions I have. Okay. He and Seraya were expected back on Sunday afternoon. Sunday afternoon, remember, is the day that, okay, let me pull all the dates and everything just to make sure. Okay, Sunday is the day that the media reported, okay, that Nadia was missing. Was back of that. As of Monday, early evening, they were not back. The police in Montana have been notified, as well as Moscow and Pullman. So they're now saying, as his family, they have reported him missing to the people in Montana, Moscow, Idaho, and Pullman, Washington. All 3 locations have been notified. There's then this extra paragraph here that gives different people different thoughts, okay, but it says they may be delayed due to weather, equipment, supply issues, or someone sprained an ankle, etc., etc. What's your guys' thought on that? Because I'm different people are thinking different things, guys. Okay, and yeah. Okay, setup. It looks like there is definitely some level of setup. Now, whether the family knows or anything, I don't know. Some people are like, okay, that's awful, kind of like the Laundry family, okay, that something was going on. His car was found in Pullman. The car that they have now since then found involved in this, and where they may have taken the car, actually belongs, from what we're hearing, to his family, a member of his family. And we did not know about that car initially, which is leading people to wonder if some of the family, when you're dealing with family who are taking their children in cases like this, many times family may know something that's going on. And they are supporting and helping because what they're hearing is what their loved one is telling them. And that may be the truth. Okay, think about the cases we've heard about in the past, and there's a lot of different cases we've heard of in the past. Okay, where one side of the family is saying this, another side is saying this. And a lot of times, okay, think if you had your child come to you and say, "Oh, yeah, my baby is being," and I'm not saying this is happening at all, speculation. My child, okay, so and so is hurting my child. I need to get them away before they hurt worse or things like that. And then you try, some families will do things that they should never have done, okay, in an attempt to protect. The question is, how do we know what we're being told is what's really true? We believe because it's a family member who's telling us that, but that does not make it true all the time. And I'm wondering in this case, did they know something was up, especially with this vehicle side of it now? Um, because what ended up happening was on June 3rd. Okay, on that same time and everything, they started talking to family and all that. And a few days later, the word comes out from the police that they were in a black 2014 Cadillac. That did not belong to Aaron. Okay, it is said that it belongs to a family member. So, did that family member potentially start talking with the police and realize, okay, there's much more to the story than I knew, and I need to come clean? Pure speculation. Like Christola is so good, and I thank you so much, Christola, for those comments. And because that's literally just my thought on that. What's your guys' thought on that? If you're watching this on replay, what's your thought on that? And that one, because of the age of the car, 2014, I don't know if there would be any way of tracking it. I'm not sure. Does anyone know cars well enough in chat right now? To know, would you have, I know now you can track a lot of stuff. Now, what can be tracked though, okay, Tammy, is if they were going from this area here, okay, let me make this window a little smaller so I could go back to, okay, if they were going from, okay, say they were going to meet Nadia in Seattle to, oh, okay, not Seattle, they were going to meet her up at University area. And we're hearing the potential that they're in Mexico now. If they drove that, if they are in that vehicle, driving that vehicle, that is a hell of a long drive to get without your vehicle being seen. You're going to have, okay, toll roads to go through potentially. You're going to have street cameras. You're going to have, I mean, tons of things that can be tracked at that point. So unless they were able to get out via a bus or something like that. Hey, Tim, how you doing, my dear? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Unless they were able to get from Washington to Mexico via a bus, via airplane, catching another airplane before all this other happened, but you would think you'd have some tracking potentially there because of IDs. Okay, train, things like that. That car should be easy to check. It should definitely be easy for them to check that car and all. So, but this is what's going on. And this is when Saraya's mom's like, wait 1 second. I was never told that he was taking her to a fishing trip. Yeah, if you're driving, yeah, good point, Tammy. You would have to stop for gas. There's got to be some tracking for all this. And that maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Perhaps, okay, they finally found a car and then they've been able to track the car all the way to Mexico. What I can tell you right now about this, though, if they are in Mexico, one of those three people is going to stick out like a sore thumb in Mexico, unless it is in a tourist destination. You can figure out which of those three that is. I think any one of us can figure that one out right there. Okay, and that's why getting this out on this level, no problem, Lioness. It my fault. I actually have a dentist appointment today at 5 o'clock, and it's 4 right now, so I had to push my schedule a little earlier today. So, but basically, long story short, Lioness, this was the case that I wanted to cover last week, and I changed the subject to someone else. And no, Tammy, I love you for this. Tammy, I love you for this. I personally love interacting with you guys, and sometimes I know, especially with the smaller, chats, it's it's not a lot of talk, so I love it. I love it when you're talking and bringing up ideas because some of them are things I don't think about because I'm so focused on writing all my notes out, I don't think out of the box quite yet. And I do have to say this, Nancy Grace did talk to, Soraya's mom today or yesterday, and it's on the podcast, which means it'll be popping up video. So I hope maybe tomorrow we can come back together at the normal time and we can go back through and listen to what she has to say and maybe find some more clues to what's going on. Because I think what's important right now is this. Okay, these three, this little girl could potentially have a healthcare issue going on right now. The healthcare stuff, I'm not hearing much from law enforcement on. It's more coming from mom. Um, so it may not be quite on the level that like diabetes or stuff like that, but it's definitely a concern. Anyone who's had a child who's dealt with issues of severe constipation, which has led to ER visits, okay, and an ER doc telling you that if they cannot resolve it soon, your child could become septic. I mean, that's extra fear for her as a mom. Okay, patriotism. How you doing, my dear? Welcome, welcome. Well, see, my normal 4 o'clock is popping up, so now we're getting there. Sorry for all of you guys coming in at the 4 o'clock time. I ended up dentist is fitting me in at 5 o'clock today, so it was either cancel or do this. So we thought we'll do this. So, and but if they are in Mexico and Seraya is sick, yeah, Cristola, I was thinking of you specifically. You have the kiddos to be able to tell that story, okay, on the concern you would have in a case like that. 10 o'clock, yeah, sorry. I'm like, yeah, it's 4 o'clock in Hawaii. Yeah, exactly. So, time change, time differences, gotta love them. So, but yeah, can you think being a mom, knowing your kid is dealing with these things and then disappears? At least you know if they're in the US. If there was an emergency and they were taken to an ER or something, they'd at least get good medical care. Same with Canada, things like that. But once you're down into Mexico, my first concern would be, oh my God, what happens? What happens? What would they do? Okay, would you be able to get the care that they need? Oh, ice cold cantaloupe. Oh my God, that sounds so good. My air conditioner started, it's been working great for the last 2 days and it must be humid outside right now. And but oh, my bird, yeah, you'll get a kick out of this one. I gave him some cantaloupe yesterday. He literally sat there and would take a bite of the cantaloupe and he'd chew it up and get all of the juice out and then he'd spit out the pulp. Thank you. And also, so here we are now, June 3rd. Okay, and we are for the first time hearing about the two, Seraya and Aaron, going missing. Very quickly, police on all these locations are coming together and they're like, oh, we've got two other missing people here. This looks like a child custody case in this case. And then the connection occurs. There's a third person involved in this. We've now got Nadia, who is this guy's fiance. She went missing at the same exact time. It's cold and you're right. You guys are in winter right now, aren't you? I always forget that. And so at this point, you now have, okay, on June 4th, we're being told, yeah, you've got FBI involved. You've got everyone involved at this case. Okay, Soraya's mom is doing interviews at this point and is telling people, yeah, he has withheld, Aaron has not only withheld Seraya from her in the past. So this kind of, we're getting an answer as to why they would do their exchanges at the front of the police station. Because not only had he withheld her at times in the past, okay, but there were also times he had told her that he knew people who could make sure she never saw Seraya again. So we're seeing more and more of this picture developing now. And now, does Nadia know? We don't know what Nadia knows about this. Nadia might be being told that, okay, Seraya is being horribly abused and stuff like that. And then she's gotten herself, we don't know. But whether or not, I mean, this baby's not safe right now. And yeah, Crystal is right here. Tammy, Nadia had just graduated from college, and her family had given her a trip to Italy, and she and her mom were leaving that day when she disappeared. She said she was going to run to the bathroom and never came back. And so, um, June 5th. Now we're on to, so what, 5 days ago? All of this has now come together, and law enforcement is able to go check for vehicles. They are now able to confirm that the vehicles for both Nadia and Aaron have been found in Pullman. So they're like, okay, there, that one is out. They still don't know at this point about the Cadillac. That comes a couple more days after this. And but they've got enough now that an arrest warrant is put out on Aaron. Aaron has an arrest warrant put out on him for a Class C felony, which is custodial interference in the first degree. Now, in the first degree is basically kidnapping level. Okay, because people are like, what's the difference? Well, it's custodial interference, but kidnapping connected pretty much. Okay, it is a Class C felony. I mean, this is being taken extremely, extremely seriously. And at this point, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, even though it was 5 days ago. Happy birthday, dear Tammy. Happy birthday to you. And hello, Robin. Hey, Robin, how you doing, my dear? And I've been horrible about people's birthdays this year. I've never been this bad in my life. I've really been bad about birthdays. But hello, 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 Robin, also. And so at this point, the warrant's out. There is no warrant out for Nadia because officially, I don't think there's been, at least that we know of, any pictures shared of the two of them together. Okay, so there's no proof they're together at this point. However, police believe strongly that they are together. Okay, so right now there are no charges with Nadia because we don't know. Maybe there are things that are happening. Butterfly Kisses, you can send me something. I will be heading straight from here to the dentist, but I can try to take a look at things for sure. And but I will be heading straight to the dentist after this. So yes, dog. My dog is just barking like crazy. And June 7th now. So 3 days ago, this is the day that we finally get told by the police, law enforcement, FBI, all that, that they now have a reason to believe that Aaron and Seraya have fled to Mexico. They say they have reason to believe not only they fled to Mexico, but they fled in that black 2014. I've got one picture of it here. Okay, 2014 Cadillac XTS with a license plate of 1L5147U. Now, I have heard in one location that that vehicle belongs to his dad. So it's very possible that, remember, his family thought that he was going fishing. Did his dad lend him his car to go fishing in? Okay, it would make complete sense. Everyone knew that Aaron had purchased camping gear before. He had bought a Montana map. Okay, so was all of that as part of that picture that maybe, oh, mom, dad, I'm going to be going to Montana with Seraya and we're going to go fishing and all that. Oh, look, I bought all this stuff. And then he took the time and went the other direction. And yes, the heathen dogs. And so Yeah, I need to make a poster. I have not made a poster for these three yet, and I need to make a poster at some point. When I get home, hopefully I will do that. So where are we in this case? The reason why I decided to continue this at this point is a couple fronts. We still don't know how Nadia fits into this. Is Nadia going along willingly? Was she told everything on the up and up? Okay. Um, I don't see her as going and being like, I mean, it'd be one thing if she had gone camping with them and then found out all this stuff, but I mean, she left her mom in the airport. There's some level of planning that happened here. I'm sorry, I can't see anything but some level of planning that would have happened here. And so at some point, they need to find all three of them. In the end, you have Seraya here, a 2-year-old who is dealing with special medical needs. She may not have something like diabetes or something, but she definitely has something that is causing her some medical issues. And anyone who deals with medicine knows, or has a child, an infant, okay, or a toddler, knows that, okay, all those things can build up very quickly. And kids can look like they're totally normal and then boom, things go crazy. Yeah, need to check Aaron's phone, Dad, on the day leading up to Nadia going missing. The fact Nadia left her phone, okay, with her mom while she went to the bathroom. It shows that I can't help but think she knew what was happening. She knew what was going. She knew that she was going to be leaving at that time. Okay. Yeah, some people are going to leave their phone. No, but like I said from the beginning, I thought trafficking at this point. But what does worry me, honestly, guys, I'm going to say this. We don't know what's happening, especially once you mention Mexico. And this is just stuff playing in my head right now, guys. You've got these people in Mexico. Okay, there's need for money. And I don't know Aaron from Adam. Okay, but we've recently had how many people killed in Mexico? Okay, that were from other countries, whether it be America, Australia, things like that. Okay, I fear for all three of these people right now. Okay, we had those surfers who were killed. We've had other people who were killed in Mexico recently. You right here have three people, a young, gorgeous woman, okay, a young baby. I can't help but fear for them. And Aaron potentially in the position where he's going to have to protect and what could happen to him as he protects something. So whether or not I'm not even looking, I mean, you've got the fact of taking a child, which is, I mean, their lives won't be the same again if all this is the way it's looking right now. But they are not, I say all the time, just because you're with, and police have said, they don't think Aaron is a danger to Seraya. They truly don't think he's a danger to Seraya. But I can tell you it's dangerous where they are, if they are where we're being led to believe. And oh my gosh, my dentist is calling me. Well, they can text me instead. And I'll send them a text in a second. They may be trying to get me there early if I know my dentist. And what we got here from Crystal. For all we know, they both don't have their phones and they have burner phones. Yeah, because we know she doesn't have her phone. Okay. We don't know whether he has his or not. He may have his phone or he may have dumped his somewhere and they may be working off of burner phones, or he could have it. And that might be why they figured out Mexico for all we know. Somehow they figured Mexico out here. That combined with the car makes me think it's that connection, but who knows? It would seem to me that if she knew enough to leave hers behind, he could have just, and I agree with you on that. I totally agree with you. on that. Sorry, one second. Let me just send something to my dentist real quick and let them know. Um, sorry, finishing a meeting. Couldn't answer. Sorry. Can see me telling people that I could not answer, but I can text. Yes. And so hopefully it'll get that in a few seconds. And so that's my concern with where they are right now and what's going on. He may not be dangerous. Okay. He may love his little girl with everything in his heart. But where they are right now is putting this baby in danger. Okay. Anytime you're on the run, it puts your child in danger. And so hopefully we'll hear something fairly soon about that. So as I did mention, there is a podcast over on Nancy Grace's where she interviews a couple other people, but one of the main ones that I was listening to is Samara, Saraya's mom. So you can listen to that. If not, we're going to pull it together probably tomorrow. I'll see if it's up by tomorrow. And we can listen to it at that point. I have not heard anything about meds. Okay, we'll finish ASAP. Okay, sorry. I'll explain to them what's going on in a second. And yeah, my dentist is done early and they wanted to see if I wanted to come in early. That's the way we work. And she's fit me in, so it works great. We don't know about meds. Okay. Tammy, the visitation schedule, the way it was set up was a 50-50. And basically mom mentioned it as a 5-5-2-2. 5 days mom, 5 days dad, 2 days mom, 2 days dad, 5 days mom, and just continued on that way. So I don't know if that was part of the 5-day or the 2-day. That part I don't know right now. That's a good question though. Normally they would give Crystalone or Miralax. I know Miralax for sure. So, okay, see, and that's the thing. How easy is it to find certain things in Mexico? And so, yeah, it's people live there, but it's a different type. Baby needs extra care right now. Your 5-year-old had to do the crystal. Got it. And it sounds like it was severe enough where they were telling her if they could not get, her to pass things, in a quick manner, that it was going to become dangerous. So that is scary. And so we will come together. I do need to try to do a poster for you guys so we can share that out, because honestly, gang, hopefully, especially with Nadia being a gorgeous 21-year-old, blonde hair, and all, the places that she's not going to stick out like a green thumb are going to be the tourist locations. So if we can get some posters out, send out, share out videos, share out Nancy Grace's stuff, all those things, then hopefully we will reach someone who will see them in one of these tourist destinations, because that's our best bet right now. And that's why I made the decision, let's continue doing this. And so, yeah, it was even close to, see, and that's it. And you did post the on-screen one in the server. And so, thank you. Thank you, Cristola. I really, yeah, thank you. I'll see what I can do. If she has to numb me or anything, I can sit and play around on Canva for a while. So I am going to wrap up though, and keep an eye out. If I can find a way to go live, my auntie and my cousin, and the show's over. We had closing night yesterday. So hopefully I can get some other lives in here in the near future. So before I go on vacation, July 15th, right, July 10th, something like that. Yeah, I'm going to Iceland. Another cruise I'm going to do. By the way, that's why I did want to let everyone know. What I posted recently were all of these cruise live videos I did. They were initially just for members. It was a way that I could say thank you to the members. During my cruise last time, every morning I'd wake up and I'd get myself an espresso in my pajamas and I'd sit there on the lanai and I'd do a video real quick. I'm hoping to do the same thing this time. I'm actually trying to get in touch with NCL to let them know, so I can get a coffee maker in my room, hopefully. And so we'll see how that goes. But if you guys have ever wanted to see what my cruise was like last time, check out those videos. And I will be doing that for members again this year. That'll be in July, and I'll make sure that we give out some memberships ahead of time and all that. But hey, if you'd like to come support a little bit, please consider doing that, because I am going to have to pay for internet, which internet is literally 300 and something bucks on this cruise. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't, I always forget them too. I always forget exactly what it is. I thought it was member. If not, I'll share it. I'll share something on the tag. Okay. But I'm going to head out to the dentist right now and shut my dogs up because they will not shut up right now. So love each and every one of you. Christola, thank you so much for the help. Thank you so much, so much, Butterfly Kisses, earlier for helping me when I didn't know if I had the screen showing up clear or not. Thank you for that. And Tammy for your questions, and everyone else who's been popping in. Love ya, aloha, and mahalo.